This is the Memorial Coliseum in Fort Wayne, Indiana, the home of the Fort Wayne Komets.
Celebrating 60 years, it's time to sound off with the Komets, presented by PHP. Ready the phones, Twitter your questions and comments. Live from Wrigley Field Bar and Grill, it's your chance to sound off.
Soundoff with the Komets, presented by PHP, the insurance your health deserves. I'm Tommy Schegler, along with Brett Smith from the Komets. We are live at Wrigley Field. Come on down if you don't have anything to do. If you do have something to do, we hope it's watch this show for the next half hour. We're going to have a good time. 483-8331 is the number to call. You can also send us a tweet at INC Soundoff. First of all, welcome to the show, Brett. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, the crowd already loves you. You're one of the new guys, one of the Bossier boys. It's kind of the Bossier show, as we have Jamie Milam on the show a little bit later on. You guys both came from that Bossier team that won the whole thing a year ago, and talk about not only that experience, but you're one that has a lot of experience in the CHL. You know what it takes to win in this league, and now you come to Fort Wayne, and just talk a little bit about what your experience has been so far.
Yeah, it's been. It's been a great start. It was awesome winning a championship last year, and a little bittersweet with the team folding. You know, I'd been down there for quite a few years and kind of made a home down there, and sad to kind of lose that, but real excited to come up here to Fort Wayne, where there's a lot of tradition, a lot of history, and just looking forward to having a good year. Obviously,
the season got started this past Saturday night. Before we even get to the actual game, talk about your impressions of what you saw out there before the game started. Pretty impressive opening ceremony as the Komets got the 60th season started off.
Yeah, it really is. It was unbelievable. You know, I'm used to playing in front of a good crowd down there, but coming up here and having over 10,000 people out there for opening night and honoring all those past players, it's just shows you how the tradition here is, and how just exciting it is for guys like Jamie and myself to come up here and be a part of it.
A lot of new guys on this roster, and while it was a disappointing game, perhaps maybe some of that hoopla that went along with the game, do you think it played any part in the way that you guys played on the ice? Because, you hear about, for instance, baseball players going to play for the Yankees and how they're not used to all that goes along with being the Yankees. The Komets, kind of the Yankees of this level of hockey, and do you think that affected the way guys played?
Yeah, it may have. I personally wasn't nervous myself. It just wasn't what I expected out of myself for that game, and I'm sure a lot of other guys would say the same. I'm sure a few of the younger guys might have been a little bit nervous playing in such a big crowd, and that comes with the territory, like you said, and we don't expect to lose, and we don't want to lose, and we don't like to lose, and it was awful doing that in front of a big crowd on opening night, and we don't expect to do it again.
483-8331 is the number to call. I'm going to go to our first call of the night. Fitting that it's Gold Card Rick. Go ahead, Gold Card. What do you have to say tonight?
Mr. Smith, welcome to Fort Wayne, and I hope you stay here for a few years. My second thing is, when is Al Sims going to wise up and get us an enforcer to protect these scorers?
I might not be the best guy to answer that question, but I'm not a huge believer. It's good to have an enforcer out there, and you want guys that can protect yourself, but at the same time, it's hard to find good enforcers that can actually play. You don't want to fill your roster with a guy that is, going to sit on the bench, because at times when you're killing penalties and stuff like that, you want everybody to be out on the ice. So it's a fine line between finding a guy that can fight and a guy that can play. I agree you need it to an extent, because you want guys to go out there, and it gets momentum. It carries you through.
Yep. All right, thanks a lot, Gold Card. You have anything else that you want to say?
Go Komets!
Gold Card getting us kicked off. All right, we're going to take our first break. 483-8331. I got lines open. Start calling in now. We're going to take our first break here on Sound Off with the Komets, presented by PHP. When we come back, we'll have more with Mr. Smith. They have here at Wrigley Field Monday through Thursday, 5:50, all you can eat. And I got to tell you, Brett, I have had the salad bar. It is good here. They got it loaded up, so come on out to Wrigley. Lunch, dinner, all you can eat salad bar for $550. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Tommy Schegler along with Brett Smith. And Brett, it is that time of the show we like to call the trivia question time. You're not going to know this because you don't have a lot of Comet knowledge, I wouldn't think, just yet. Remember, you got to follow us on Twitter at INC Soundoff. That is how you win this thing. And here is the trivia question of the night. Answer on Twitter. Who is the only goaltender to be inducted into the Komets Hall of Fame? Start answering now on Twitter, and I will tell you who is the winner in just moments from now. Okay, let's talk a little bit about you as a guy off the ice. You're a father of 2 young children. We have similar ages and children. Just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I have 2 kids. My daughter Allie is 5.5, and my son is 2.5, and both great kids. And you know, they're back home in Canada right now, so it's a little hard being away, but Dad likes to play hockey. So it's nice to be in Fort Wayne. It's only 5 hours from home,
yeah,
as
that's
opposed
good.
to down in Louisiana, which is 20 hours.
Yeah, how did you work that out with the family when you were that far away?
Well, it's good to have a dad that used to work for Air Canada that flies cheap, so they come down quite a bit and lots of visits.
And also, you got a lot of superstitions you were telling me before we went on the air. Talk a little bit about, I know there's a lot of players out there that are very superstitious. Tell me about some of your quirks.
I mean, we could be here for hours talking about that kind of stuff, but I mean, the left side of my equipment always goes on first, and probably one of the strangest ones, I sleep with a puck under my pillow before game nights.
Very interesting. 483-8331 is the number to call. Start calling in now. I Am B Spice has won the trivia question, and the correct answer is Robbie Irons. So I Am B Spice, you win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Komets game. Just direct message us and give us your name and your phone number, and we will get in contact with you and let you know how you can pick up those tickets. Thanks a lot for participating on Twitter tonight. I'm going to jump back into the phone lines here. If you have questions for Mr. Smith, just call in 483-8331. Dalton, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, I was at the Komets game on Saturday, and I saw that you're pretty good, Mr. Smith, and I was wondering if you and the younger guys are going to help lead us to the championship, this Turner Cup this year, now that we lost Guy Dupuis.
Well, I mean, that's the ultimate plan, is to bring a championship back to Fort Wayne. I know this town's used to it, and I just hope I can bring some experience and some leadership to help lead the way.
All right, Dalton, we appreciate the call. Let's keep the phone calls rolling. I got Smith on the line. Smith, go ahead. You're on the air. Smith, are you there? Going once, going twice. Well, we don't have Smith. Okay, let's go to Bill instead. Bill, go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, I'm asking about Oren Gould. He was an old Comet player back in the 1960s or late 60s. He's a great guy. He used to play with Eddie Long and some of the other greats.
And what did you want to know about him, Bill?
Is he still around? You know, what's he doing?
You know, I don't have the answer to that, but I tell you what, Michael Franke is in the house, and I will ask him during the commercial break. If there's anybody that knows, it'll be him, and I'll try to get you the answer in the next segment. I appreciate the phone call, though, and I'll try to get you the answer and get it back to you. All right, let's talk a little bit about what you guys have to do moving forward. Obviously, not the result that you wanted to have on Saturday night. Evansville comes back in, though, this coming Saturday night. What do you have to do differently?
We just got to go out and play. I mean, no excuses. We didn't have our A game. We've got to go out there and have fun with it. We got to work hard, win battles, win races to the puck. Just keep the game simple and go to work. And when you do that, good things are going to happen.
And chemistry, it seems, is such a huge thing in every sport, but maybe even especially hockey. How long does it take to develop that with a team that has so many new faces?
Yeah, well, my dad was down at the game, and he actually made the comment that it looked like we had 30 guys in camp because we maybe were lacking a little bit of that right away. And it's going to come. It shouldn't take too long. We've got lots of time before our next game, and it's kind of a good way to start out the year with lots of practices.
Well, Brett, we look forward to it coming together. Obviously, we really appreciate you coming out tonight. Brett's a new great comment here from the crowd. I mean, they're always out here, always supporting the team, and we appreciate you coming on. We're going to get your buddy Jamie up here in the next segment.
All right, thank you very much for having me.
All right, Brett Smith from the Komets. We come back. Jamie Milam going to join us up on stage. 4838331. Time to ask the defensemen some questions when we return on Sound Off with the Komets.
I thought the first period we were all nerves, especially our young guys mishandling the puck. Even our veterans were mishandling the puck. So I think the big crowd affected everybody.
It's a completely new team, retool. It's going to be a learning experience. There's a learning curve to the systems, and there's lots of mistakes out there that wouldn't have happened if we had to kept the same teams we had last year.
All right, welcome back to the show. Those are some of the thoughts from Al Sims, Colin Chalk after the other night's loss to Evansville in the opener of the season. Jamie Milam joins us up here now. First of all, Jamie, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And welcome to Fort Wayne, right? Okay, we got Brett's take on the other night. Let's just jump right in. You guys came from the same championship team from a year ago. What do you feel about what you've seen in camp so far, how things are coming together, and then maybe some brief thoughts from you on the other night?
Well, right away in camp, we had a very high pace, and it was a good start, I think, and we were doing really a lot of good things. And I'm lost.
How do you feel about what happened the other night, though?
The game, yeah. Well, we got a lot of young talent. We got old players that can carry us a long ways, but for the most part, we got to come together and.
Have you been on a team that has tried to introduce as many different faces at the same time?
Oh yeah, it happens every year. There's new guys everywhere. There's new places. There's new teams. There's new cities. So we're most part used to it,
Yep.
And coming here, we got the old faces and the same management. So it's the organization we're coming to.
And what about is it different with every group on how long it takes for it to come together? I mean, I would think there's no real way of predicting how long it's going to take because each group is different.
Yeah, it's different. Like last year, we won it all. We had a great team, great championship team. But in the middle of the season, out of nowhere, we won a pretty big skid where we lost 16 of 20. Familiar, the Komets last year started the year like that. So, I mean, it can happen at any time. We just got to stay strong and come together early. And I'd rather start slow and work into a winning phase.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then have the wings,
in
wind
the
under our
beginning
wings
and then fall apart towards the end.
So.
No, absolutely. 4838331 is the number to call. Start giving us some phone calls. We got Mike on the line right now, has a question for Jamie. Go ahead, Mike. You're on the air.
Hey, Jamie. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. Good, Mike.
Hey, welcome Fort Wayne.
Thank you.
I was at the game the other night, and sitting around with some old-time season ticket holders, and we were talking about how it just seemed like maybe it was because you guys are new to on the team, and everybody's kind of filling it out. The lack of physicality. When they're dumping the puck in and they're maybe a foot away, and they're along the boards, we were wondering why you guys just don't make them eat the glass, or when some of the pass, and maybe it's just because it's the first game of the year, it wasn't so crisp. Some of the turnovers in front of Boucher were pretty bad, and I was just wondering, how you guys been working on the unity thing, and go Komets.
Thanks. No, I agree with you. We definitely need to pick up our physical play, and it's going to come from our youth, and we need to start in our own zone, and we got to be strong on the puck and work those boards and get it out. And once we get it down there, we got to attack them pretty physically too. So it's something we got to work on in practice. Definitely, obviously, a week of training camp, we're playing against our own players, and we don't want to kill anybody, but we are once again playing a professional sport, and we gotta be prepared to play. So come next Saturday, you're going to see a lot more hitting, I'm sure.
Let's talk a little bit about the defensemen and the group that you have. What type of group do you see it being? Obviously, Al Sims kind of hangs his hat on defense. He's a defensive coach, so I'm sure he's a little bit harder on you guys than maybe he is on the offensive guys. But just talk a little bit about the different groups that you have and the different pairings you think you're going to be able to throw out there.
Well, we have youth, and well, I wouldn't consider myself a veteran player, but I've been kind of shipped into a leadership role on this team, which I have no problem taking. But I'm more of an offensive guy, so the pairings for the most part are going to be. We need one strong pair, no matter who it is. It's got to be strong defensive, and their job is strictly never get scored on. Nothing in front of Bush, no turnovers, get the puck out, and then we can have a couple guys that can roam with the offense, and then the other guys just fill in the spots. So I mean, we have it all we have to put it together. We just haven't found the right seam yet, and we haven't found the right group and mix. So I'm sure we're going to come together shortly. If not tomorrow, then in the next couple of days.
All right, well, one of the other things that we love about this show is some of the different angles that we get to show the fans of Comet hockey. We call it Behind the Scenes with the Komets, and of course we talked about that great opening ceremony the other night. What a fantastic scene it was, and all the Comet legends that were in the house. We were able to tag along, get some of the conversations that happened, not only during the ceremony, but also before at the alumni party. And here's a look at some of the things, sights and sounds from opening night.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Now I
pal.
heard that you had your knee operated
I
on.
had
or
a
something?
complete new knee put on. Yes, and I'm playing golf with it already, and everything's fine.
Well, isn't that great?
Yep.
When we sell the salvage yards, they sell it to the body shops. So the body shops gets that, they just sand it up, paint it up, and they're good to go.
Where do I sign up? That sounds like easy
It's
money.
That's why I'm glad I don't play anymore. That was probably maybe about 4 years ago. Those guys were in the playoffs, and this song was playing, and I felt a little bit of hair come up, but that's the only time in like 15 years.
What? When was it triple overtime, the one game to game 7, were you here?
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You're probably still get excited like me. I don't.
I'm ready to go.
We'll make sure George gets back safe. Just don't trip me, George. Don't trip me or slash me.
Well, what a great scene it was out there on Saturday night. You saw Guy Dupuis out there. His juices had to be flowing. It's going to be a great night in the Coliseum this Saturday as well. Guy Dupuis night, 7:30 is the start time. The K is going to be hosting Evansville again. Come on out and celebrate the career of Komets legend as Guy's number is raised into the rafters at the Coliseum. Saturday night, 7:30, come on out. And when the K's finally do hit the road, it's not going to be until November 5th. Wrigley Field is the place to be. Wrigley Field Bar and Grill is the Komets' official road game viewing bar all season long right here at Wrigley. They're going to be having the Komets road games on one of their many big screens, so come on down to Wrigley, catch the K's while they're on the road. All right, we've got to take one more break, the 2-minute power play when we come back. So start calling in now. We want to go through a bunch of different questions. 483-8331, the number to call. Start filling up the phone lines. We'll get to your questions next. Soundoff with the Komets, presented by PHP, rolls on. We're back for the last segment of our show. We call it the 2-minute power play. We're going to try to get as many questions and comments as we can in a 2-minute period. We're going to start out with a question from the audience. What's your name, sir, and what's your question?
The question is it beneficial to play Evansville again right away so you know what you got?
You mean instead of waiting a week, or you mean our next game?
The next game.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to. First of all, we want to redeem ourselves, and second of all, it gave us a little chance this week to go over what we learned from Saturday's loss. So, yeah, we like to do that every weekend, even take what we learned from playing a different team and take it to the next night. So,
okay,
absolutely.
Appreciate it, Pete. Thanks a lot. All right, we got the lines completely jammed, but I want to go to this guy first. This says Kaylee Schrock is on the line. Schrocker?
What's going on? What's going on? I got a question for Jamie.
What's up, dude?
Who's a better captain, Brett Smith or Colin Chalk?
Oh, man. That is a loaded.
Well, you should better announce that out loud so he can hear.
Yeah, okay, so Brett can't hear it. He just asked, who's the better captain, Brett Smith or Colin Chalk?
I'm going to say Brett Smith was the best captain from Louisiana I've ever had.
There you go.
Colin's the best captain I've ever had in Indiana.
Yeah. And
Put some pressure on him.
And hey, Schrocker, enough's enough with the FaceTime. You were on 2 weeks ago.
Give somebody else a shot, buddy. It's my turn now.
All right, thanks for calling in. All right, let's keep it going. Colby, go ahead. You're on the air.
If you could bring one more person from the Bud Bug, who would it be?
If I could bring one more person, well, we had him, but he decided to retire. Simon Mangos was going to be here with us, but unfortunately, he decided to hang him up. Maybe we can still get him down here, though. We'll see what happens.
That'd be great. That would be great. Okay, Bill, go ahead, Bill.
Yes, you guys keep talking about how you guys were nervous. How come Evansville didn't look like they were nervous out there?
Well, they weren't playing in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, there was 10,000 people staring at me. I don't know. I don't think we were nervous. We were playing a little tight. We just needed to come together a little more. So,
it'll get better. It was the first game, long way to go, but we appreciate having you on.
Oh, thanks a lot.
All right, go on out on Saturday, another home game. We'll be back here at Wrigley next Monday night. Thanks for watching the show.